Welcome back. We are again working on anxiety and another area in our life that we can hopefully improve our overall well-being, right? So we're decreasing the amount of anxiety that we have on a daily basis. Hopefully it's decreasing to weekly and then monthly, and then from there it's just decreasing to hopefully almost nothing in our lives, except for the every once in a while. And we are increasing our healthy responses to the moments in our life or the reactions that we have to other people's behaviors or choices. And so this time we're going to do it with mindfulness and presence. And we're going to learn how to anchor into the present and find some peace in doing that. And so if your mind often feels like it's racing 100 miles an hour, worrying about the future or perhaps replaying the past, you of course are not alone in that. That's anxiety's favorite playground, right? Anxiety really does work off of fear at times. Fear of maybe the unknown, fear of not having enough control, fear of being in situations that we were in when we were younger and they're just replaying over and over again, or fear of just our boundaries not being respected altogether. And so we're going to explore how mindfulness can hopefully help you anchor yourself. And we'll talk about cultivating awareness, practicing mindful moments, grounding into the now, choosing presence over perfection, and making mindfulness a sustainable habit. Not just something you do, but something that you live every day. Because it's those moments where we can pause and kind of take a breath that will help us to react less the ways that we don't want to, and hopefully more the ways that we do want to. So how do we do this in our daily lives? Well, first of all, we're just going to cultivate awareness. Again, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the first thing is always becoming aware. We have to be aware of the situations and aware of our behaviors and what's that doing in the situation for us to even be able to change. So again, mindfulness starts with awareness, noticing what happens right now without judgment. And when anxiety hits, we often disconnect. We can rush, we can react, or we can start spiraling. But cultivating awareness invites you to pause, observe, and then fix. And so how can we do this? Well, try these things. Check in with your 5 senses. Ask, what do I see, hear, smell, taste, and feel in this moment? Notice the inner experience. Is your heart racing? Are your shoulders tense? What are you trying to tell yourself? And name your feelings gently, right? So I'm feeling anxious, or I'm holding fear right now. Again, these are all things that we do when we pause and do a quick scan of whatever we need to do and then react to the situation. This is about building a kind relationship with what's real, not pushing it away, but meeting it with clarity. And mindfulness doesn't ask you to feel better, it just asks you to feel fully. And of course, feeling anxiety or anger or even happiness, these are great feelings to have, and they let us know what's going on around us. And we should never not want to feel these emotions. We just need to keep our reactions in check and make sure they're not kind of ruining what we need in life. And so what's another way we can do this? Well, we can practice mindful moments, and we can ground into the now. And again, it's mindful moments, right? We don't have to have mindful 60-minute meditation sessions. It lives in small sacred moments. And so mindful moments can be noticing how your tea smells before taking a sip, maybe walking and actually feeling your feet connected with the ground, taking 3 conscious breaths before replying to a message, and pausing to place your hand on your chest to feel it rise and fall. Anxiety lives in the future, and mindfulness lives now. And grounding tools to anchor to the present. So touch something textured and describe it silently to yourself. And you can always carry something textured with you if you don't, have the ability to touch something that's textured, and if that helps you ground. Look around the room and name 5 things you see. You could also go with color, right? Pick something that's all blue in the room and notice all the things that are blue. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 6. Count it out loud if that helps. And say to yourself, this moment is safe. I am here. I am okay right now. Even just one mindful breath can interpret that anxiety loop you have and bring you back into your body. So remember, like, mindfulness doesn't have to be an all-day thing. It doesn't have to be you waking up at 5 a.m. to do, journaling and a mindful activity and sitting still. It really can be worked into your everyday and utilized in a way that helps you pause and think, or pause and regain some of your composure, or check in on your feelings or your body. So it really does look different for everybody in what they do with it and how it works for them. And so another area that we can work with mindfulness and being present is presence over perfection and making mindfulness a habit for us. So let's be honest, sometimes we turn the mindfulness into something that we have to get right. We think, I'm not doing it enough, or I still feel anxious, so I must be doing it wrong. And here's just your permission to say, presence over perfection. You don't need to be Zen 24/7. You just need to show up to yourself as you are again and again. And again, like, it takes a long time to change behaviors. It doesn't happen overnight. If we live 3 decades a certain way, then you can't expect 3 months and you're going to have decreased anxiety, or even decreased PTSD, or decreased anger, or whatever it is that you're trying to work through. It will take a while to work through it and to be where you want to be, and it will take a lot of intention on your part and really noticing your behaviors and really paying attention to how you want to change them. It can really be exhausting, I think, because we're really trying to pay attention and do this with intent, and sometimes we just go automatically, and so we forget to pause and reset ourselves. So mindfulness isn't a magic eraser for anxiety. It's a flashlight that helps you navigate it with gentleness and clarity. So to make it a habit, anchor mindfulness into an existing routine that you have. So like brushing your teeth or starting your car, right? Like when you brush your teeth, really pay attention to the steps that go along with it, how the toothbrush feels, how the toothpaste tastes, how it feels on your teeth. With the car, how does the handle feel when you open the door? How are you getting in? How does that seat feel? Are you grabbing the steering wheel? How does that feel? Are you pressing a button? Where are your feet at the time? You can turn anything that you're doing in the day into a mindfulness practice for you. Set reminders on your phone with simple prompts like pause plus breathe or you're here, and keep a mindful moment journal. Just jot down one moment each day when you felt present. And on hard days, simply sit still, breathe in, and say, even in this, I choose to come back for myself. Remember that a lot of times we will fall off the wagon, and maybe we'll do that for a few weeks or maybe even a month. But we need to remember that we're going to come back and we're going to anchor ourselves again, and we're going to work on whatever is hard to get to that place where we want to be, that vision of ourselves that we want, right? Because it's there, and if we can picture it, we can definitely work towards it. And so start by cultivating awareness. Notice what's happening in your body, mind, and the environment. Practice small mindful moments and use grounding tools to connect to the now. And finally, choose presence over perfection. And let mindfulness become a gentle rhythm in your daily life. And mindfulness isn't about escaping your experience, of course. It's about meeting it fully and realizing you're not your anxiety. You are the observer, the anchor, and the breath. Now, we can never escape anything. We always have to just walk through it to be able to get to the other side. And that's what's really important. And hopefully you have the support in yourself and maybe with others to go down this journey for you. So remember, you're already enough. This moment is already enough. Come back to it and come back to you. So here we are at the comment section, right? Where we're going to get the conversation started. So drop a comment below. Are you already practicing mindfulness and presence? Does this come easy for you? Is this something that you've had to cultivate for a long time? Or are you just starting this journey and are you kind of a little lost and may need somebody else's advice on what works for them? Drop a comment below. We would love to hear from you. And so here brings me to an added benefit that I created along with these content videos that I'm doing. I am working on a couple more journals as well, but this one is about loving yourself, discovering yourself, and using discipline to help propel you to where you want to be. So remember that self-love reminds us that we are worthy, not someday, but right now. Self-discovery invites us to listen to our own voice, to reconnect with who we really are and beneath the noise in our life. And self-discipline, well, that's the quiet commitment to keep showing up for ourselves even when it is hard. In this journal, it's going to be a space for you. It's definitely not about perfection. It's about presence. It's about tuning in, being honest, and holding space for your healing, your growth, and your truth. So take a breath, grab a pen, and begin this journey.